Supply-side economics, trickle-down theory, Reaganomics to Republican tax plan, whatever you want to call it, all argue that by cutting taxes, you allow the rich to invest more, consume more, and employ more. And this logically makes sense. Taxes do influence how people use their money. I mean, look at all the things the rich people have to go through just to avoid taxes. Nevertheless, there's a small problem with this logic. The only thing economists know for sure is that if people have more money, they probably will use it to some good for their own. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that having more money to spend is always equal to a better outcome for the economy. So, to what extent is this trickle-down effect a reality? First, let's talk theory. There's this thing called the Lafayette curve made by this American guy. Basically, it states that the effects of tax cuts are immediate. If Bill Gates spends $100,000 less in taxes, the federal budget is down $100,000 to spend. Simple enough. This concept also works in the reverse way. Every dollar in tax cuts is more money that Bill Gates can spend on things. He can buy himself one more Dove soap, another G-Shock watch, and then a clueless worker at the Microsoft answer desk. So in theory, tax cuts should lead to more consumption and therefore more production and jobs. Now, we need some data to support this theory. A US president in the 80s, Ronald Reagan cut the top marginal income tax rate from 70% to 28%. He reduced the top corporate tax rates from 46% to 40%. That helped boost the economy out of the worst recession since the Great Depression. Okay, end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because Republican tax cuts are the best things in the world. Nah, that would be too good to be true. It's great and all that the economy recovered back then, but Reagan doubled his national debt while he was in office, which persists to this day in the form of massive federal deficit. In other words, the government becomes poor, which means less welfare, less subsidies, and an awful medical system. Also, the policy isn't really efficient either. For each dollar of income tax cuts, only 17 cents will contribute to the economy. For corporate tax cuts, 50%. So, what does this all mean? If a country's economy is in really bad condition and people are losing jobs and whatnot, it's been proven that tax cuts provide an immediate short-term boost. In the long run, however, especially in a strong economy, tax cuts lead to federal deficits, bad public programs, and may even cause inflation because there's so much money flowing into public in comparison to supply. So we have to respect Reagan for what he's done, but his economic policy isn't really all that sustainable.